Welcome to another edition of Shelf Life on Video. Today we're going to look at 4 books, and these are a bit different because they are 4 books that you will not be able to put down. Sometimes we pick up books and we want to read them at our leisure, one chapter here, one chapter there. Well, the 4 books I'm going to mention today are books you will not be able to put down. The very first book that I'd like to draw to your attention is Dear Sweet Pea by Julie Murphy. It is published by Balzer and Bray, and it retails for $21. This is for young children, ages 8 to 12. At least that's what is recommended. So if you can get a 66-year-old man wanting to finish a book like this, I would imagine kids would like to finish the book too. It involves a girl by the name of Patricia who goes by the nickname of Sweet Pea, hence the title, Dear Sweet Pea. She is slightly overweight and she is very self-conscious about her body size. She had a friend called Kira at one time, and the two had a falling out. And Sweet Pea keeps to herself. And she has a cat called Cheese, and they live next door to a lady who writes an advice column in the local paper. And the lady's going away for a couple of weeks, and she asks Sweet Pea to go and get her mail and send it to her down at her sister's place. So one day when she picks up the mail, Sweet Pea sees a letter and she notices it's Kira's handwriting. And she's talking about relationships and guys, so Sweet Pea decides to answer the question as though it's from the advice columnist. And it turns into a very interesting thing that Kira reads it, and she doesn't know that Sweet Pea provided the answer. So it's a very interesting thing. The two talk over their differences, why they fell apart. And it shows the close kinship of children, how the bond of friendship is sometimes rather fragile and it can change at any second. So this is a book that I think children will be able to relate to, friends, losing friends, wanting to find the right relationship with guys. So once again, Dear Sweet Pea is a book that you will really like. Now the next book I'd like to draw to your attention is, The Third Mrs. Durst by Anne Aguirre. And it is published by Midnight Ink and it retails for $34.99. It involves a girl by the name of Marlena who she came from a very broken home. Her mother was an alcoholic. She wasn't close to her siblings. And she wants to get into the world of modeling. So she meets this gentleman, and he gets her into modeling. It's legitimate, but this man suddenly sees her. His name is Michael, and he's been married to his name is Michael Durst, and he's been married to 2 women before. One died by suicide, one with a car accident. And he takes the girl, Marlena, under his wing, and he becomes obsessed with her. He marries her, so she's the third Mrs. Durst. And soon he gets jealous if she looks at a man, if a man holds a door for her, and soon it turns into a very abusive relationship. She has a bodyguard called, gotta check my note here, Vin, and he sort of protects her. He's very protective. And when Michael learns that Vin has been, treated her well, it doesn't turn out well for Vin. But anyways, Marlena is locked up. Michael turns into a real maniac. He's a real villain that you definitely hate. And the book is the sort of book that you want to read and keep reading to see what's going to happen to Marlena and how evil Michael can really get. So The Third Mrs. Durst is a book that you will definitely, once you open it, be prepared for a long night of reading. Now the third book that I'm drawing to your attention is Texas Outlaw by James Patterson, a very familiar name, and Andrew Borel. This is the first time collaboration with Andrew, Burrell. And anyways, it looks at a man who is a Texas Ranger. His name is Rory. And he comes to this small town that they're having problems, and he meets a local police officer. Her name is Ariana, and Rory has a girlfriend who's a famous country singer, and her name is Willow, and the two are very close. But in the small town, there's strange things going on. A lady was died of food poisoning, and it appeared to be accidental. But as Rory finds out, there's a lot to this, and there's a lot to this town. There's a very corrupt man who seems to have everybody in his pocket in this town, and it's not going to bode well that Rory gets too close to the truth, he and Ariana, and soon they find out it's all part of a big drug smuggling ring. People get murdered. Rory, his life is in danger. Ariana gets set up for a murder that she did not commit. So this is the sort of book that just keeps getting better and better and better the longer you are into the book. It's typical James Patterson, short chapters, fast reading. It's 420 some pages, and it is published by Little Brown, and it sells for $36.99. So this is another book that once you pick it up, you won't put it down. So the final book I would like to draw to your attention is Let's Never Talk About This Again by SARA Faith Alterman. This is published by Grand Central Publishing, and it sells for $34. This is a nonfiction book. The girl, SARA Faith Alterman, she grew up in a home with her kids. It was a normal home, but as she found out when she was going through the closet, she found out her father was a former porn writer, and this is a family secret that they didn't want the children to find out, and she doesn't discuss it with them. The family is almost very against sex. They don't want her to date, really, and it's sort of a hypocritical type attitude for a father that wrote, like, it's not hardcore porn. It was more like, I don't know the term, it's milder, amusing type of things. But anyways, it was a closely held family secret, but when her father got Alzheimer's in his early stages, he wanted her to help resurrect the books and get back into the porn business with Sarah's help. So it's an interesting read. You want to keep reading to see, like, is she going to go along with it? This is a different kind of book. It's highly recommended. It's been on a lot of top 10 must-read lists, and definitely a book that you should seek out. So those are the 4 books I just wanted to bring to your attention. Hopefully you will feel the same as we did. Let us know if you like them, and also send us your list of books that you thought, this is a book that once I started, I could not stop. So thanks again for watching Shelf Life, and we'll see you real soon. Bye for now, and keep safe.